Since the Fed is now essentially investing heavily in cryptocurrency, you have undoubtedly heard a lot about what is happening in the US right now. This is particularly significant given that SAP 121 has been repealed and the banks have essentially been given the all clear. We need to discuss this. Much has to be addressed, so take a seat back and unwind. Greetings from the Popo Coin channel, everyone. Nick is my name. You become a subscriber at the end of this video if you're new to the channel. Now, let's examine what Eleanor posted on X about this. According to two remarks given by Republican Fed Governors Christopher Waller and Michelle Bowman on Friday, the Federal Reserve is rewriting the narrative surrounding cryptocurrency. Regarding digital assets and their place in the financial system going forward, both indicated a more lenient attitude. Their remarks are noteworthy for two reasons. First, Trump is likely to appoint one of them to succeed Michael Barr as the next vice chair for supervision, which is in charge of regulation and the Fed's interactions with banks and cryptocurrency. Second, they signify a change in tone and mindset, as they both previously supported measures that made it more difficult for banks to interact with cryptocurrency. Additionally, both voted against Custodia Bank's bid to join the Fed Reserve System. Bowman stressed the need for transparent and reasonable regulation that promotes rather than inhibits financial innovation. In her speech on February 7, she agreed that outdated regulatory strategies, such as overly de-risking, won't work for new technology like cryptocurrency. She added that long-term innovation in the banking sector could be threatened if innovative technologies are discouraged by the soft power of supervision. Expanding the availability of banking services and addressing the needs of the unbanked should be the goals of bank regulatory policy. Legitimate clients and businesses shouldn't have their access to banking services restricted or eliminated by it, she stated. According to Waller's speech, stablecoins will increase the dollar's appeal and solidify its status as the global reserve currency, but as long as they are supported by sound regulations. Once more, the Fed's complete stance on cryptocurrency is evident here. But you can't assume that things have stopped. Actually, there was a huge news about Congress on cryptocurrency. Ron Hammond wrote an excellent post about this. We've Congress and cryptocurrency this week. Congress last week concentrated on debanking the cryptocurrency sector under the previous administration. There will be a lot more forward-looking activities this week, including hearings, the first vote on a cryptocurrency law, and other agency actions. To avoid stating the obvious, here are some things to be aware of. However, the Senate will be primarily focused on nominations, so things have been busy and won't be slowing down anytime soon. The House's numerous hearings have begun. Although we did receive a CFTC nom, there is still no information on when the SEC and CFTC will issue crypto noms. I'll discuss that here in a moment. However, we also have the first hearing of the Digital Assets Subcommittee is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, and we have received numerous developments. This is essentially the crypto industry's golden period. This is the catalyst for Congress's crypto efforts. Additionally, the leaders of the House and Senate introduced different stablecoin measures. During last week's David Sachs press conference, since market structure will be the House, it appears that the Senate will mostly lead on stablecoins. All of this work, will take place against the backdrop of a rapidly shifting political environment this week. It's likely that a large number of Democrats attending the hearing will concentrate on the CFPB and other administrative actions. Although cryptocurrency has demonstrated a great ability to work across party lines, partisan politics are always a risk. Fed Chair Powell will appear before the Senate and House this week in addition to the House hearing on cryptocurrency. These hearings have occasionally touched on cryptocurrency, particularly in relation to stablecoins and the regulatory work Congress plans to complete this year. Regarding stablecoins, Maxine Waters recently released her version of the bill. She is currently evaluating it, although it takes a different stance from the three major actors. Legislation pertaining to stablecoins is highly desired by Congress. However, it appears that the tax law will be the first cryptocurrency bill to be put to a vote in 2025. DeFi's chances of winning in the upcoming weeks are severely hampered by Ted Cruz's achievement of the crucial number of 30 backers needed to begin a vote to repeal the IRS broker role. Similar to previous weeks, there will probably be more statements about coordination and the layout of the workstream at each agency. To the agency's credit, it has been a complete turnaround in terms of outreach and transparency for the future. Finally, it's important to note that the agency has been hiring a number of important people behind the scenes. This is the closest thing you can get to an A team, and excellent people make good policies. Prepare yourself. DC is a fast-paced place, so pay attention. Indeed, if we take that into consideration, let's begin with what Chair Powell has said. Fed, according to Chair Powell, he is determined to take a new look at the increasing number of cases involving debanked Bitcoin and cryptocurrency companies. Take a look at this. Take a look at Silicon Valley Bank's catastrophe caused by the Fed. Furthermore, I argue that the Fed intentionally lacks knowledge on digital asset policy. Boss, according to the Constitution, but your employees haven't understood that. On behalf of yourself and the Federal Reserve staff, Chairman Powell, do you promise to promptly and completely comply with all document demands made by this committee? Yes. Will you direct your employees to provide accurate answers and refrain from interfering with this committee's monitoring duties? We always collaborate with the committee to respond to your requests. We engage with committees and committee personnel to address requests that are sometimes outside of our purview, but we always reply to committees. And I'll be interested in talking to you when you believe that our requests fall outside the purview of our supervision of the Fed. If any employees are discovered to have participated in debanking activities that support Operation Choke Point 2 or other wrongdoing, are you going to discipline or terminate them? Although I am unable to publicly and firmly promise to remove anyone, I will say that my colleagues and I are troubled by the increasing number of cases that seem to be simply debanking, and we are resolved to look into that more closely. When I noticed that we were now removing that from the manual, I actually took the item you displayed at the debanking hearing. For that, I am grateful. My time is done, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. So, listen, the Fed is beginning to make some really significant decisions. For instance, Fed Chair Jerome Powell has stated that the Fed will not prohibit banks from providing services to legitimate cryptocurrency clients. This was actually a very significant update that took place the day following the hearing. The Federal Reserve appears to have entirely changed its mind about cryptocurrency and is now fully committed to allowing the major banks to use it. Additionally, I believe that this will be a significant change. In my opinion, this will have a cascading impact on the institutional side of things in terms of the acceptance and adoption of cryptocurrencies as well as the services that are provided to clients. In addition to this, we have another significant update on Powell, which is this. There is a lot of cryptocurrency activity going on right now at banks that are regulated by the Fed. In actuality, Jerome Powell made a very significant comment. This is a huge thank you to subjective views. Take a look at this. The Genius Act is a new measure presented by the Senate